Hi, my name is Emily Swan, and I'm an MBA candidate at Mercy College concentrating in managerial analytics. Today I'm going to give you a demo on how to use Watson Analytics for social media. First, you're going to log into the tool where you'll see this welcome screen. On this screen, you'll see 5 tiles: Explore, Predict, Assemble, Social Media, and Refine. Below you'll also see any data sets that you've previously uploaded. For social media, the data is mined directly from the web, so there's no need to upload any data. Now to go over these tiles briefly, first you'll see Explore. This is where you can find patterns and relationships in your data. You can also ask questions about your data and build interactive visualizations. In the Predict capability, Watson uses algorithms to deliver predictions based upon your data. The predictions can include visualizations and text descriptions of the analysis. You can use the visualizations to read the text for supporting explanations and statistical details behind the analysis that Watson did. Next up is Assemble, where you can create dashboards or stories that show your analysis and insights. You can also create complex visualizations right in the dashboard or story itself. Then you have Social Media, which allows you to analyze social media trends using, for instance, Facebook and Twitter posts. And lastly, you have Refine, where you can enrich and shape your data and improve the overall quality of your data. For this tutorial, we're going to focus on social media. Now, I've already run the data, so I have an existing data set, which is called testing. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Normally, when you click on social media, it will bring you to a screen where you can create the name of your project. For this demo, we're going to do Tom Brady and Deflategate. Now, recently, Tom Brady and the Patriots decided not to pursue getting his 4-game suspension overturned. So I know that there will be some talk of this within Twitter and Facebook, for instance. Now, after you name your project, this brings you to this topic screen. This is where you can enter the topics you want to look up. For this demo, we'll use our main topic, will be Tom Brady. Now, if we click on Include Terms, you'll see that we can add various terms that we want to associate with Tom Brady. For this demo, I've typed in Deflategate, but you can also see to the right that Watson actually provides you with certain terms that it suggests that you also add to your analysis. For instance, here you can see federal, overturn, appeals, suspension, court. So many of you will find these helpful to help you narrow down your analysis. Now, in addition to that, you can also add context terms and also terms that you may want to exclude from your analysis as well. Now, if we also take a look across the top, we can see that there's some other things we can also look at. We have themes, which we'll not use in this example, but a theme may consist of attributes on which you want to break the topic down further. For example, you may want to look at customer loyalty or customer service. And then the themes will actually apply back to all the topics that you've specified under the topics category. Next up is dates. In this case, we'll go ahead and look at July 1st to July 21st. And the reason for this is that we know that the suspension, Tom Brady and the Patriots decided not to pursue getting the suspension overturned during this time frame. So I know that it will have been discussed within many social media platforms. Next up is languages, and it's exactly that, choosing which languages you want to use. In this case, we'll go ahead and choose all languages. Then there is the 7 sources. Here you can choose to look at such sources as Twitter, forums, reviews, Facebook pages, videos, blogs, and news. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and look at all of the sources. Now, after we've made our selections, typically we would hit Analyze Dataset. In this case, I've already analyzed the dataset, so we can go ahead and view the analysis. Now, first up, we can look at topics. Now, within this, we can see that the mentions of Tom Brady over time from July 1st to July 21st, you can see a significant spike around the 13th, 14th, 15th, and kind of declines after the 16th and 17th. Now, this was the time frame in which they announced they were no longer going to pursue getting the 4-game suspension overturned. Next up, if we look at sentiment, this is to see whether the sentiment was positive or negative. And you can see it's largely neutral, but there generally is more positive sentiment than negative sentiment. And I think you can attribute this to the many fans who don't want to see Tom Brady going up against their team. Next up, if we look at the geography, we can see where the mentions were made. And in this case, you can see it's mostly in the US. You can also see what's interesting, that there were mentions in Russia, China, and Brazil, for instance, as well. Next up is the sources. So this is the mentions by source. You can see that it's mostly from Twitter, but there's also quite a few mentions in news, videos, and blogs. Next, if we look at authors, these are 20 authors generating most of the content. And while many of them are unknown, there's also some that you'd expect, such as Tom Brady Fans Mall. You can see the Associated Press. And then also you can see ESPN First Take and Joe Martin CNN. Next is the top sites. So this is the top 15 sites with the most mentions. And here you can see Twitter by far has the most, but there's also Reddit, Pats Fans, and really ones that you'd expect. And lastly, we're going to take a look at the demographics. So you can see that this is largely males who are talking about this topic, but you can also see there's quite a few females as well. So this is also an interesting data point that Watson is able to provide. So now, while I've chosen a sports-related topic, many corporations, as you can tell, will also find this tool useful, as it can help to answer such questions as, what are consumers saying and hearing about my brand? What are the most talked about product attributes in my product? Is the feedback on our products or services good or bad? What is the competition doing that is going over well in the market? What issues are most important for my customers? And there are obviously many more. So that concludes my demo on Watson Analytics for social media. Hopefully you found it useful, and thanks for watching.